All right, YouTube, I want to know if any of you have done this. You buy a bunch of poopy inventory, or you just collect a bunch of poopy inventory over time. So before I get started on this little rant, thank you to the 5 buyers that bought coins from me this Sunday. $500 in sales. So anyways, what I've been doing is I've been put together some charts to see how I'm doing. And I was just curious, like, hey, for the time and effort I've been putting into this, you know, how are things been looking? And as I speak, I'm just going to show you. This is just total garbage. I gotta get rid of. Um, you're gonna laugh too. 1921. That's not garbage. Yeah, it's harshly cleaned. Wasted a lot of money getting this graded. Anyways, I've looked at my year-to-date sales from January 1st of 2022 to September 25th, just today's date of recording. And I've done pretty well. I've averaged about 2.7 sales per day. My average sales are about $88. And that's per order. Sometimes people order more than one coin. And I've noticed by doing inventory, taking inventory, I sell through my inventory like every 6 days, which is kind of insane, which kind of makes sense. So I really, really enjoy buying stuff, but I don't like keeping it. I like buying nice stuff and then sharing it with others. And it's not really the monetary gain. I mean, the profit comes along with something that you enjoy doing, but it's sharing it with others, making others happy, and therefore becoming successful myself. Now, I've done this with my real career 100 times over. And one second, I gotta turn my fan light off. See what that fan light does? Makes my videos ugly. One second. Okay, I'm back. So part of this hobby is also learning. So sometimes you have to buy a bunch of dogs or a bunch of junk or a bunch of poop. I call it poop inventory. So like, seriously, why do I have a 1983 proof set? I don't know. I probably bought it watching some YouTube channel live auction. Got all excited. I'm like, yes, I won this 1983 proof set. Actually, I don't think I paid a lot for this, but still, it's like, dude, who wants a proof set? Like, unless that's the year you're born, who cares? Or you're looking to complete, like, seriously, don't buy proof sets. They just take up a lot of space and they don't go up in value. I mean, I think it's worth like $5 wholesale. Anyways, but what was I getting at? So I've been buying, I've been selling, and I'm doing this part-time. So I'm doing this for fun. I've been watching a lot of YouTube, other channels that are successful, that have good followings. And I kind of understand that none of those other channels do this full time. And if they do, they're a coin shop trying out social media to like reignite their coin shop experience. Because I got to tell you guys, if I was in a coin shop all day, every day, I'd be pretty bored after about the first year and a half. There's only so many people, so many stories that you can take. And I would start getting depressed as my clientele started to become deceased, and then their loved ones are coming and selling the collections. That's pretty sad stuff. And unfortunately, in my full-time career, I get that quite often. So, anyways, what was I getting at? So I've been doing pretty well with the coins, and it's always something that I enjoyed. I really got back into it towards the end of 2019. Then I got really busy with work, so I was just kind of like doing it for fun, mainly to just park some money aside. And I noticed I would buy a lot of stupid crap. So as a reseller, if you're getting into this for the first time, these are just like collections of, what the heck's in this bag? It's gross. I put my hands on it. But I've been doing pretty well. And Like the sales are good. It's really fun buying. It's really fun selling. And I go a little above and beyond when I sell. So when I sell on eBay, take the 12 photos. I share. I send a thank you card. If I'm making a decent profit on something, I'll give them like a silver dime or innovation dollar, free capsule, something of value, just as a thank you. But I handwrite thank you cards in all my sales. Even when someone buys a frickin' silver dime for me for $2 or a penny, I'll just put a thank you card in there. Say, hey, I appreciate it. I am a real person. I'm not just some mass money profit machine. I'm not some grumpy old dude. I really do enjoy reselling coins. I love the experience of buying them, and I love the experience of, kind of like taking photos of it, making sure I'm accurately describing what I'm selling, and then when someone buys from me, making sure that they're happy. And guess what? When someone's happy, they return back to your store. There's a lot of Mexican coins. So a lot of these stuff that's in bags, it was from a collection. One of my daughter's boyfriends or ex-boyfriends, his grandma didn't pass away, but she had like a box of old coins sitting in, it's pretty funny, in an old record player holder. And it was just packed with coins. So I helped him pull out all the silver, the junk silver at the time. Silver was like 25 at the time. I think I did this like a year and a half ago. And I told him, I said, well, I'll do this for you. And I told him, I said, I'm really going to enjoy doing it. I'm going to put all these coins aside, and I'll take the silver ones to a coin shop. And I ended up doing that for him. I think I gave him like $1,200, which is exactly, what the coin shop gave me for all the silver. And I said, I'm going to collect some of these other things, these spare ones that are with Granny's collection. So there's like pennies and stuff. I don't do pennies, but some of the older date stuff, some of the older Canadian stuff. So I still have this, which I guess as a reseller, you call this your death pile. This is I don't really want to deal with it pile. And then like, do you guys do this too? Like, is this dumb? Like I listened to another channel, and they're like, nickels are worth more than a nickel. When nickels when the price of nickel was higher. But I don't know, it's totally legal to melt this. There is a U.S. law that says you cannot melt pennies or nickels for financial gain. Yet, look at this. Since April 14th, 2022, I've been taking nickels out of my change and putting in a bag. Like, why? This is heavy. This is stupid. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I don't know. As I get older, I notice I start doing more old man stuff. Oh, these are the nickels from the actual collection. And I didn't even know, like, when I went through this collection, like, I didn't even know what a war nickel was. I had to like look that up. But it usually has a P up there, and it's what are they, 40% silver? And I think the war nickels are like the lowest premium, but that's usually for nice ones. But yeah, these are just like old nickels. I don't know why I set them aside. They're all kind of gross, but I thought it was cool. So like the Granny's change collection stopped in 1982, and the reason I could tell that is she had really nice choice copper pennies, and it was weird too, like they rolled them. But look at this, like the 75. This is like what change looks like when someone like rolled it up back in the day. So I think it's cool. It's not worth much, it's a penny. There might be like a really nice penny in here, but I ain't about to send that to PCGS. That's not my gig. So I got a lot of these like rolls of pennies that they're nice. And I just thought they were cool. Like, that's 1976. That's the year I was born. It looks like it just came out of the change, This is what, and again, pennies are made, the copper ones are pre 1982 and prior. So those are the ones that are supposedly worth double what a penny is. So they're worth like 2 cents in copper because they don't put zinc in them. So have you guys done this too? Have you guys take the pennies out of your change and put it in a bag? Again, another wonderful activity I started April this year. I don't know why, But then like once I start doing it, like I can't stop. So like I even like my wife's like, why are you going through my change? Like, why are you taking the pennies out? I'm like, because they're copper and they're worth twice as much. She's like, who cares? It's 2 cents. Oh yeah, and here's another dumb thing I did. I bought an innovation set, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna sell these coins. I thought they were cool. They're the player one coins, so they're the coins that were the first U.S. mint out of a video game, or made from a video game. So the very first video game that was invented was like Pong, but they called it player one, and it's a New Hampshire coin. I thought these were cool. I'm like, man, these are going to be the banger of the year. Like, this will be awesome. What a great collectible. Um, I got the Denver Mint one, a Philadelphia Mint one. Well, the dumbest thing I could have possibly done was open up these bags and try and sell the coins individually. Now, I've had some sales, but like since 2021, it wasn't worth opening the bag. Where I really made a good profit on was the ones I did not open. So I went a little nuts. So like I bought like 4 mint bags of these, a bunch of rolls, and then like I guess all of a sudden like US mint bags and rolls that are not open go for like twice or 2.5 times what the initial investment was. So now I'm stuck with all these open ones because I like, oh, I had to open it, I had to look at it. So if you're going to buy US mint stuff, great. Just don't open it. This stuff though here, like these mint sets, they had like a special. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Like a 2018, 2019, 2020. Like that's so cool. Like who's not going to want it? And I took it to my local LCS and they're like, we'll give you face value for it. I guess these are pretty soft. So I just actually recently sold this set, I think, to a guy in Wisconsin. So I appreciate the sale, but I literally lost like, I think $5 on it. And I got these on sale from the US Mint. I don't think they're even doing it anymore. But anyways, what was I getting at? So anyways, this is like all the crap that you acquire or the poop that you acquire. I don't even know what these bags are. Like these are just random dimes and nickels that like didn't make it in the flips. Oh, and by the way, when I first started getting into the hobby, just to kind of like teach myself, oh yeah, oh, let's put our BU looking pennies, these zinc ones, post 1983 in a separate bag. I don't know why I'm doing that either. I hate pennies, guys. I don't collect pennies. I like the Indian penny, or the large cents, like the big, big pennies. But like regular pennies, I don't do the 1909 SVDB or whatever. If I found one day, that'd be exciting. It'd be kind of cool to have like $1,000 plus penny, but I don't do that stuff. Like I'm not into pennies. This Bitcoin stuff was cool when Bitcoin was popular. I picked these up, I think, for $1.47. And these have been actually really good sellers. But that was when everyone was like sitting home from the pandemic and stuff. Since then, they've been kind of dogs. Speaking of dogs, we got our Dogecoin. Sold a lot of these too. But as you can tell, I went over the top. But it's fine. Like the money I put into this stuff is the profit I've made already pays. And now these tubes are filled. Like I'm not that psycho. But I did buy a lot of copper because I'm like, copper's awesome. It's going to go up in value. If someone's looking for something like an affordable gift, that's the great thing. Cause like, guys, you don't want to have like just one price point. Like you want to kind of, well, at least the way I think, it's like you want to appeal to the masses. But have you guys done this? Have you done a coin roll hunt? And then you're like, yeah, I'm going to put all the nice ones in flips and I'm going to like get these graded one day. Like, why did I do this? It's so stupid. But again, I did it mainly to learn. And I was like, oh, maybe if I have a nice one, and then later on I can look up if it's an error. Like, dude, this looks like a proof. That's a proof. And again, I found all these. Looks like a proof. Anyways, I did like 3 coin roll hunts with 50 cent. And then these are like the ones I set aside. So this originally was completely filled like to the edge here, but I ended up like getting a bunch of 1972s and doing like a roll of those, the real nice ones. And someone just bought like the whole roll. So you can set aside nice years, actually create a separate roll and sell them. If you do coin roll hunts, instead of like just tossing all the nice ones back into the circulation. You can, if you, again, it takes time, but you're already taking time going through the coin roll. Anyways, I don't know why I'm going off on a coin roll hunt tangent, but and then I did one coin roll hunt on quarters. I'll never do that again for the rest of my life. That was like a nightmare. There was nothing good in there. It was all poop. Then I decided to put like the quarters I was finding in my change in separate rolls. So this is dumb. Like, why did I do this? Like, who cares about, like, these aren't even like super unk. They're just like nice quarters I found in my change. So again, I have this big pile, and then like, look, just like random stuff. Like, oh, well, there's a steel cent. Again, that's probably from like that Granny's collection. She had a bunch of steel cents wrapped in a wrapper, but like she stored it so bad, like they had like green crap all over it. And here's a 1984. Like, look at that. That's not even a zinc penny, but the 1983 is a copper one. So I probably put this aside when I thought the 84 was copper. And again, why do I have this? I don't know. When did I put this in a flip? I don't know, probably 2 years ago. So again, do you guys do this? Do you find yourself doing this? Like, oh, look at this really nice 1974 Kennedy. Guess how much a coin shop's going to give you for it? 50 cents. The 1980 penny, I guess. What is it worth? Probably a penny or 2 cents. What else I got in here? Oh, it's the same thing. This is the gold-plated Kennedy. I actually got that from the Coin Crew channel. That was like a free coin roll hunt, so that was one of the things. So I keep in that. But look at these 1940 nickels. Like, dude, why did I? What is the point? Like, I don't know. So, anyways, I looked at the numbers of what I've done so far this year, and it's like it's pretty decent in sales. Again, my average sales price is like $88. I've done 715 actual transactions through eBay, and some through my local coin shop where I'm like unloading some dead inventory to them. But I think my average was like $68 per coin, or per item, I should say. So if I like bought a tube of, let's see what's in here. If I bought like a tube of Silver Eagles, that would count as one transaction, as one tube. So have you guys been doing this a while? You older guys that like have really been into coins, you have to have a huge advantage if you've been like setting aside your change, especially like someone that started setting aside their change like in the 50s or 60s and they're still around. Like, they got to have some really cool stuff. Probably not in Mylar flips though. Probably in crappy flips that expose them to the weather and whatever, but still, that would be so cool to find. Anyways, what else is in here? So here's other stuff I bought in the past, like Buffalo, that you barely read the dates. Actually, I probably want to take these out because I was going to give these away as gifts. I was giving away silver dimes as gifts, but I'm like starting to give away the AUBU ones. But I had like a 100, what was it? $10 face of this. No, not that much. $5 face of dimes. And these are the dimes I have left. And I think I got the bag of dimes, or the $10 face of dimes. I'm sorry, $5 face of dimes a couple months ago. So that's, again, 2.7 sales per day. Not everyone gets a dime, right? So I'm not giving away for something I'm barely making a profit on, but I think I bought these Buffaloes to give away. You know, put them in the back of the coin flip. So when like someone buys a coin, I'll put a little thank you card in there and just give them the coin flip. But anyways, what was I getting at? So I was like, all right, if I really wanted to do this and like really, really make money, like a real job, like do this full time, is this something like I could do? Or, you know, why do I do this? You know, why, you know, so I don't know if you guys ask yourself, like, do you, because, you know, a lot of people just buy to stack it and say, oh, I have it, and I'm, you know, setting aside for the next generation. That's fine. That's easy to do. You just buy it, which is fun, and you set it aside. You stick it in a safe or something somewhere. Not me. I like to put it all up on eBay and make profit on it because, again, the difference with me is I'm actually sharing the experience. Sharing is caring, right? Oh, these are really cool. So this is all my poop inventory. Look at this. I wrapped this all in a band. Like, is someone going to want a Chuck E. Cheese token? Or Dave & Buster's from 1996? We used to have this place called Galaxy World around here. It's an arcade, long gone. Turned it into a hotel. So these are like tokens from around here, Chicagoland area. But anyways, Enchanted Castle, very cool place to visit. It's still around. Actually, my daughter and her boyfriend went there while we watched our grandson. So maybe I can take these tokens out when our grandson's like 3 years old and go spend them at Chucky. But I bet you they don't even take tokens in the machines anymore. I bet you just like go around with a card. That's pretty lame, right? When you went to the arcade, took your grandkid or your kid, and they stopped doing the coins. They just put it on a card. It's like, where's the nostalgia on that? You're sticking a card everywhere. They'll probably even like do it. You just put an app on your phone. You put the phone in the machine and it goes in like a quarter. Like, that's not fun. What is this? Tom Foolery Bally's. That's pretty cool. So you guys have tokens like this in your collection, just sitting there rotting? Do you even know what's in your collection? Have you like looked at your collection in a while? Do you even do an inventory of it? Bet you a lot of you don't do it. A lot of you don't even know what you have. A lot of you probably don't even remember where you put it. I'm just kidding, guys. But you know how it is. Like with this hobby, it's like you can easily lose track of what you actually have until you actually look at it. So anyways, so as I looked through my inventory, it was very eye-opening. I did the math, and literally I turn my inventory every 6 days. So that's pretty insane. So I know I don't have a museum. I know a lot of people prefer to resell like a museum and bury a ton of cash into like certain coins. I mean, that's fine if you have the ability to do so. If you want to bury, thousands and thousands of dollars into one coin or multiple coins and still be able to like enjoy the hobby, that's cool. Like you're on a different level. I've tried it. I've buried money in gold. Like I used to have all these 1 ounce golds, and I'm like, why am I doing this? And thank goodness I got out of that, because like gold's obviously dropped since then. Oh, check this out. 1965 to 1980. FT dimes. What's a FT dime? I don't even know what I'm writing here. They're really going to show dimes. You know what? I'm going to go back to those slabs that I showed earlier. Those are more exciting. Anyways, I don't know what to say, guys. Have you thought about, like, could you actually do this for a living? And if you were to do it for a living, you can't do it, like, you can't half-A it, right? You have to go full on, blown up, straight up coin dealership, So what does that mean? Like, open your own shop? The way I looked at it is like, if I continued what I do now, if I wanted to actually do this full time, I'd have to 10x my store. So instead of 2.7 sales per day, I'd have to get at least 20 sales per day, and then I could comfortably live. It would just be coins, nonstop coins, just doing coins 24/7. So that would be like going door to door, saying, yeah, any coins for sale, visiting estate planners, visiting attorneys, divorce attorneys, anyone that needs an appraisal on coins. Sounds morbid, but visiting funeral directors. Like, a lot of times people have stuff in their will, but the coins are like not part of it, because we're dudes or ladies and we just put stuff everywhere, and then once we pass away, we leave it up to our family to figure out what to do with everything. Isn't this a beautiful coin, by the way? It's like, that thing's awesome. Altered surface. Yeah, I have this one listed. I don't know why it isn't sold. The obverse obviously is a banger, but what was I getting at? So, if you were going to do this for a living, you'd have to establish relationships. Now, I wouldn't want to step on local coin shops' toes, but a lot of the coin shops around here, it's like one guy. So if he's not in the shop's closed. And if he's away from the shop, he might be doing something else. A lot of these guys are older. They're retired. They made their money somewhere else. They don't do coin shops, 24/7, at least around in this area. They're mainly like businesses. But I've noticed like a lot of people that have like actual coin shops, they have a lot of wealth. They started out with wealth, and they kind of have the coin shop as a means of cash flow. They're involved in the community, but mainly they're making their money from the real estate. I mean, a lot of these coin shops around here, they own the real estate that they're in. They drive nice cars. They have a lot of employees. I'm not talking the pawn shops or the state shops, that kind of stuff. I'm talking like the ones that are solid around here. So again, if I were to do this, I wouldn't want to step on those toes, but then I would just continually do what I do through eBay. And it's kind of scary because eBay flagged me a couple times saying, hey, you got to authenticate your coins. So I wouldn't want to put all my eggs in one basket, especially an entity that can pull it all away and not let you sell on their platform. And again, you got to look at them as you're giving them money. It's like back in the day, right? When you used to like want to sell something, you put an ad in the paper, someone reads it, they call you, and then you do the transaction. Well, it's now 2022. Everything's done primarily in, a computerized device, whether it be a cell phone, mainly a cell phone now, right? So I noticed a lot of the photos I take, I base them on like what would it look like on someone's cell phone, because chances are that's how they're looking at coins. And if you think like, oh, it's only the younger generation, it's complete BS. I've mentioned this in my other previous videos, but I was on a plane with my wife. I forgot where we were going. Maybe we were going to Florida, and I was like, hey, check it out. Look at that old guy. The dude was old. Like he went on there with a walker. He was like one of those dudes that like got on the plane first because he has a handicap issue. So he was sitting on the end, and from afar, it was about 5 rows back. He was looking at coins on his cell phone. It was so cool. I couldn't really tell what kind of coins, but I could tell like he was on eBay. He was looking at coins and he was like doing this, zooming in, zooming out. He knew how to do it. And I nudged my wife like, hey, check it out. And she's like, yeah, he's probably shopping at your store right now. I'm like, no, he's not on my store. Like, I don't sell that kind. Because it was like an old like Standing Liberty quarter. He was like looking at all those. But I just thought it was cool. It's like, man, this plane's about to take off. And here's this like disabled old guy. He loves the hobby. And he's still looking to complete his set. He's checking out, zooming in and out of the coin. Zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. So I thought that was cool. So again, if I wanted to do this full time, it would be a lot of work. I probably have to hire an employee, and I don't know if I could sustain this. Like, this is just the junk, the poop that I've collected over the past year and a half. I can't imagine what it would take. So if I were to 10x my store, which means like do 10 times more work or 10 times more sale, doesn't necessarily mean 10 times more work, but this pile is pretty big. Like, this takes up my whole photo booth. I can't imagine 10 times of this poop. So there has to be a way like not to buy poop inventory. But again, a lot of times poop comes with the good stuff, right? So like these dimes, well, there's probably silver ones, but I had to pick through all the, the nicer 1965, 1980. Why? I don't know. I just figured like the nicer clad ones later on, if I wanted to send them in to get graded, maybe that's something to do. Like, I don't know. Not everything silver is worth money, but silver, the junk silver, like the really worn stuff, that's so easy to dump and get cash. And I wanted to help out at the time, my daughter's boyfriend and give him some cash for college. And he was happy. He was like super excited about it. But that's about it, guys. So again, I don't know. Is this something you could see yourself doing? Do you have a big poop collection like this? And if so, like, are you going to leave this to your family to figure out if it's worth anything? I mean, this kind of stuff's like easy to figure out because it's graded, and so is like the US Mint stuff. But like these bags, like, is this just something like as we get older we just do? Or am I the only idiot that's doing this? Maybe I'm not an idiot for doing it. Maybe there's people that have like ginormous bags of this stuff that they've had since the 60s, and they've got like this multi-million-dollar collection of loose coins. I don't know. Not of face value, obviously, but of numismatic value. Speaking of which, I've had these quarters since like 21. I thought I was getting such a great deal. The guy like did such a nice thing on it, but that's a story for another day. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm sorry the video was so long, but I don't know. Like, have you guys thought of doing that? Like, what kind of stacker are you? Do you have a big poop collection like this? Do you set your quarters aside because they look BU and they're modern? Like, who really cares about it? I mean, there's some nice ones in here. Some, the newer quarters. They don't look like quarters. I call them the big heads. Here, there's a big head. See it? Do you guys do that? Do you purposely go out and use cash just so you can get change back? Am I like the only person that does that every now and then? Anyways, just figured I'd share some of the my thoughts, and appreciate you guys watching. Everyone have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.